Okay, we talked a little bit about technology and self-showing. So we really don't have to talk about that. You're all doing self-showings. Do you find that the benefits far outweigh the risks? Because there's some people who are afraid. I used to be afraid of self-showings. And then when I saw about how many problems there were, how few problems there were, I changed my mind about that. But is everybody on board with some sort of self-showing product?
Yes.
Okay. That seems to be pretty common among experts. Okay, maintenance. Let's talk about maintenance. In-house or outsourcing? What do you do for maintenance? Anybody have it? Let's do this because probably this will work better. Who has an in-house maintenance department? Any of you?
We have a maintenance company that's a sister company that works only for our property management clients, but it's not in-house maintenance. It's a different company, but yeah, similar.
That's
Anyone
kind of
else
where
do?
we are. Yeah, we do the same thing.
Have any of you tried to have an in-house? You know how in-house maintenance is it was the rage for a while. I don't know if you remember that. And people were all like, oh, we're going to make all this money on doing maintenance in-house. Has any of you tried that and it didn't work out?
Yep. Yeah, we did. We had our own company. It was separate, like Kelly. We did it for about 6 years. I found it was an absolute nightmare, and you did not make a lot of money. You had your guys, and I had the things on the truck so I could find out where they were. They'd call in. It was just the workers' comp. All of that stuff was just, forget it. So we just went to charging an upcharge on our maintenance, and it's very clear to everyone, very transparent. It's a separate line item on every invoice. And I feel like we make more money with less problems.
Mm-hmm. Is that pretty much the consensus of everyone?
I like having the control of the techs. I shouldn't say our technicians, we get to kind of say and prioritize where they go. And when you work with third-party vendors, you don't always get to direct and guide them like we can the maintenance company that we own. So that's a benefit. And we have a general manager who runs that company who used to be a tech, so he gets it. And it's been a profitable endeavor for us. And, being a property manager, my name is Kelly and I'm a control freak. So I like having the control of the vendors, right? So, and that's one of our key vendors in doing our turns. We can say, we need you here and here. Now don't go there today because this move-in is moving up, and we can manipulate all that work. So we like it.
Mm-hmm. How about technology in terms of maintenance requests? Are there any of you using any of the companies we have some NARPA vendors now that are handling all the maintenance requests and getting all that stuff taken care of? Any of you using any of those products right now?
Sure, I'll chime in first. We brought in Property Meld a few years ago, and literally the first meld that went through with an air conditioned system, the tenant can leave a review at the end. That tenant had been with us for a long time, and he said, "This is the greatest thing you guys have ever done." I mean, literally, that was his response. I'm like, wow, just the communication and the way it just expedited the entire process, allowed the tenant to say when they were available, and then the technician to say yes. And to Kelly's point about kind of being in control of the maintenance coordinators, let me also give a shout out to the NARPM vendors and affiliates, because those folks, when we express what we want as control freaks, most of those folks have been phenomenal, and they will give us, I mean, honestly, what I feel is like a higher level of an experience for us and our tenants than they do the average person. That's just me.
I agree, Mario. I think it's being in the NARPM community, the vendors that are out there, even those in the meeting today, are listening to what we need, and they're probably in their minds creating in their heads, how can I make my business better to meet the need of my client? NARPM's notorious for that, and the vendors that we have, whether it's Property Meld, Easy Repair, or whatever you're using, some of the software platforms have maintenance opportunities and coordination there. I think they do listen, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to make that a more consistent process for our companies to be more successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably a lot of maintenance people that do maintenance work, vendors out there, if they don't understand that you are not the owner, you're the property manager, they don't understand. They say things to the tenant that they shouldn't say, and it becomes a really big mess. Let me give you all a hypothetical right now. You have a situation, and this is pretty common right now. The AC is shot. The AC is completely shot. You notify the owner. It's going to be $3,500, $4,000. You don't have any rent coming in. You don't have money to pay this. And your owner says, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. What do you do? Kelly, let's start with you.
Okay, I'm going to go with the furnace because we don't have AC in Seattle. Okay. That's okay. I get the point. I think at that point, you have to have a concerted conversation with your owner saying they're violating landlord-tenant law. They're opening themselves up to huge amount of risk. I know there's some management companies out there that would probably loan the owner money. We don't do that. There's got to be a way that this could happen, whether it be on a payment plan with the vendor, something that could happen because it's violating the law, and we won't be a party to that. And if the owner sticks with it, we will immediately cancel the contract or the agreement with them, and that would be our go-to.
So. How about you, Liz? What do you do?
I totally agree with Kelly's point, but we do have in our management contract, if we do pay or loan money, there is a percentage that we will collect back. So we're kind of covered on both ends. We're able to do that work to the property, make sure the tenants got everything that they need, and then we can turn back to the owner with the management agreement.
Mario?
Yeah, this kind of goes back to your relationship thing. So, I mean, there's times when my PMs will say, hey, look, if we have to pay for this, let me talk to the boss type thing. And if it comes from a call from me or whatever, then yeah, and we just do like Liz. So, yeah, okay, we'll help you out, but it's going to cost. But every once in a while, and everybody on this call has done this. Every once in a while, we've come out of our pockets for something, and just a little bit here and there. And we've got one going right now. I mean, it's over 100 degrees in Florida. It's nasty. Air conditions are breaking everywhere. It's delayed. The air conditioning is actually out in my personal house right now. But just oftentimes a small token, even if it's a monthly maintenance fee or monthly management fee, that I say, look, I'll even chip in this right now. Let's get it done for your tenant right now. It's funny how just that little bit will suddenly push them over the edge. So it's a little bit different. I'm not telling everybody to pay out of pocket. I'm just saying we just work that relationship piece as much as we can.
How about you, Kim? I'm sure you've dealt with it.
A few times. Yeah, I mean, we typically will try to work something out with the vendor on some sort of payment plan. Like, hey, you have a credit card. We try to follow every angle we can. But I mean, we're like everyone else. If the owner really is just refusing to do anything, we do have it in our management agreement for emergencies to go ahead and do that. I'm reluctant to, unless the rent the following month would pay for that. There have been times we've had to cancel the account because of that. And then they like to leave nasty reviews.
Yeah.